Welcome to the Global Pulse, a short video series where our experts break down a trending topic in international business and why it matters to you.
For the final issue of Global Pulse for this year, I want to do a little stock taking of where the world is right now and what to expect in the next several days leading into the new year and beyond. Here in the United States, we have a new president-elect, Joe Biden, who has been putting together his foreign policy team. And all the signs at this point point to a return to stability, predictability, and a strengthening of America's traditional alliances. The one tricky thing for the new administration will be China policy. The Biden campaign had indicated that they intend to continue to put pressure on China on issues ranging from economic policy to human rights, but in conjunction, in partnership with allies. However, in the waning days of the Trump administration, the relationship with China continues to remain fraught and hostile. The Trump team, led by Mike Pompeo, will be trying to bake in some of the decoupling that has taken place in recent years. And they would like to possibly make the policies difficult to reverse. In any case, I don't think that a wholesale reversal of Trump policies was on the cards. For one reason, there are lots of elements in the Democratic Party who would be opposed to this. There will be pressure from US companies who might like a return to the days before the trade war, but I think the balance has shifted quite a bit since the end of the Obama administration. The tone may well change, but I don't see much change in policies. Essentially, there is a substantive renegotiation of US economic relationship with China that's underway, and that is possibly necessary. Elsewhere in the world, we're waiting to see how Brexit plays out in what is possibly its final act. Barring an agreement, the United Kingdom will leave the European Union on January 1st without a deal. What this means is that tariffs would now go up between the two countries, and we would have border controls. Of course, the facts are changing by the hour as at the time of this recording, so we just have to wait to see what happens. The contentious issues here include Northern Ireland, and here the election of Joe Biden might have changed the equation a little bit. Mr. Biden opposes anything that would endanger the Good Friday Agreement, and it's argued that border controls and a hard border would do that. The two other contentious issues are the EU's demand of a level regulatory playing field if there is to be a free flow of goods between these countries. What this means is that it should not be possible for a company to locate in the United Kingdom and take advantage of a lower regulatory or tax burden and then ship without any tariffs to the European Union, which might have higher taxes or regulation. The third and final issue is not economically very significant, but it's very emotionally charged and relates to fishing rights. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens within the next few days. But above all, in the next several months, the whole world will be engaged in the delivery of the coronavirus vaccine to the whole population of the globe. Nothing on this global scale has ever been attempted before, and in so short a time. Countries are understandably focused on their own populations at this point, but at some point attention will have to turn to getting the vaccines to the poorest people on the globe. Not just for altruistic reasons, but also because controlling the disease requires this. At this point, we can only hope that at the end of it all, the vaccine delivery is done in a way that makes it one of the grandest and noblest of human accomplishments.